Well, what do we have here? It's a wolf in a coat of another color, or at least another pattern. Who is this mysterious wolf? Why, this is Aidan, one of the ambassador wolves at the International Wolf Center. Way back in 2005, when we started the WolfQuest project, we partnered with the International Wolf Center as our main science advisor, and they were incredibly valuable from day one, providing detailed information and guidance about wolves and wolf behavior, and one of their educators was actually even on our design team for the first few years. And when we decided recently to add a few more wolf coats to the wolf customization options, we're already working on a pack that we're going to sell next year as DLC with more coats from Yellowstone wolves. But we've had so many requests for more wolf coats that we just couldn't help ourselves and decided to add another set for free into the game soon. But what wolves should these coats be based on? And we thought, of course, the ambassador wolves at the International Wolf Center. So here we are. This is Aidan, who sadly passed away recently, but was the leader of the pack among the ambassador wolves at the Wolf Center for many years. So that's one of them. We chose 5 of their ambassador wolves to be the models for these new wolf coats. Here's another one, Boltz. These aren't quite done yet. There's a couple tweaks we want to do to make them match the actual wolves better, but they're looking good, I think, and getting close. And I don't know if I should show any more because I wanted it to be a surprise. Should I show one more? No. Well, okay, one more. Here is Grizzer. I think Grizzer is a longtime favorite for many people. So as I said, the International Wolf Center was our partner from the very beginning of the WolfQuest project, and in an amazing turn of events, Grant Spickelmeyer, my partner in crime on the original WolfQuest, who was Assistant Director of Education at the Minnesota Zoo at the time, was hired earlier this year to be the new Executive Director of the International Wolf Center. So I called him up on Zoom so we could talk about these ambassador wolves.
The International Wolf Center has had ambassador wolves pretty much since our founding. Our founders really felt it was important to give people that live in-person experience with a wolf. Because up in Minnesota, in northern Minnesota, there are many, many wolves that live in that area. And people will hear them and they'll see their tracks, but it's very, very difficult to see a wild wolf in northern Minnesota. The woods are very dense. Maybe if you were flying over a frozen lake in winter, you might see a wolf walking across, but it's definitely not like Yellowstone. You can't just see wolves on a daily basis. One of the great things about them is they can be used as a great source of information about how wolves interact with each other. When you're out looking at the wild, the chance that you will just happen upon wild wolves interacting with each other and be able to document their behavior is very, very difficult. It takes a lot of time, and wolf scientists spend hundreds of hours studying wolves just to catch a few glimpses of that behavior. At a place like the International Wolf Center, you can see that type of behavior all the time. So when we were first developing the game, I remember we'd use video and footage of wolves at both the Minnesota Zoo and at the International Wolf Center to help us kind of identify what behaviors we wanted to put into the game. I always felt like when I was playing WolfQuest, the challenges that you're facing as you're trying to find a mate or you're trying to raise your pups, you're really getting a view into what life is actually like for a wolf in Yellowstone National Park. You're getting a sense of that struggle for survival and that struggle to kind of make a living in this pretty challenging environment. And I think that's really helpful for people to understand that these wolves aren't, again, they're not magical. They really are involved in this daily struggle and such an integral part of that ecosystem in Yellowstone. And that's what I think is great about WolfQuest. And I think that's great for the International Wolf Center to be part of, because I think it really helps us further our mission of getting accurate science-based information out about wolves and helping people have a realistic view of what wolves really are.
So that was fun. I still can't get over my old pal Grant being the head of the International Wolf Center. Anyways, these 5 new coats, here are 3 of the 5, will be available in the Wolf Customization panel for free in the next update of WolfQuest Anniversary Edition, along with, that other thing, Slough Creek. And it's all coming soon.